10 insect bites that are important to know about. Scientists know more than 1 million species of insects. Most of them are not aggressive or pose no danger to humans. But there are insects near us, the bite of which can harm our health or even lead to death. It would seem that with so many options it is very difficult to understand who exactly attacked you, but do not worry, our video guide will make you a real expert on insects. We will teach you how to recognize an insect by its bites and tell you what to do in a critical situation. Don't forget to subscribe to the Cherry Pick channel and enable notifications to keep up to date with interesting videos. Number 10. You were stung by a hornet. If you decide to take a walk in the woods on a hot day, do not forget to look at your feet. After all, not only on the tree, but also in the dry grass, you can find a nest of hornets. When a hornet detects a threat, it releases an alarm pheromone, a special substance that activates other hornets to attack. It is not advisable to kill a hornet near the nest, as distress signals can raise the entire family to attack their abuser. At the site of the bite, there is redness and severe swelling. Sometimes you may even get blisters. A hornet sting is much more painful than a wasp or bee sting. Hornet venom contains a large amount of acetylcholine. An allergic reaction even to the bite of a single hornet can be dangerous for your health. If you feel chills, your lips are blue and you have trouble breathing, you should immediately consult a doctor. Number 9. You were stung by a bee. If you are stung by a bee, do not panic. Most often, a single bee sting is safe. There is even a special treatment with bee venom apitherapy. But if you do not intend to be treated with bee stings, we advise you to examine the wound and carefully remove the sting to stop the poison from entering. Bee venom contains acid. You can partially neutralize the poison and reduce the pain of the bite, if you wash the wound with soap and water and baking soda. Consult your doctor if a child was attacked by a bee. You are allergic to bee venom. You were attacked by several bees at once. Swelling in the neck and face makes it difficult to breathe. There were signs of infection at the bite site. A bee sting in the eye, in the neck or face. Number 8. The wasp sting. If you did not find a sting at the site of the bite, it is quite possible that you were stung by a wasp. Wasps can not only sting, but can also bite their abusers. An allergic reaction will not occur if you are stung by a single wasp. But nearby wasps react to the smell of poison and can join the attack. A bite of 500 wasps has a lethal dose of venom for humans. The bite site swells and reddens the skin. The wasp's venom contains lye, so wash the wound and rub it with a piece of lemon. Apply ice to the bite site. Drink warm sweet tea. Very few people are allergic to wasp venom. Usually after 2-3 hours, the unpleasant sensations pass. You should consult a doctor if the swelling is very strong and increases rapidly. Rash and itching appear all over the body. Nausea and vomiting begin. It's getting hard to breathe. Too frequent or on the contrary, the pulse is slow. You are feeling dizzy. Number 7. Ant bites. The moment when an ant bites, it is difficult to confuse with anything. There is a sharp point pain, which is stronger than when a mosquito bites. In most cases, an ant bite does not pose any danger to people. However, formic acid, which the insect secretes at the time of skin puncture, can be dangerous. In the presence of individual hypersensitivity, this acid can provoke the rapid development of allergies up to anaphylaxis. More dangerous are the bites of fire ants. Many compare them to microscopic burns that leave scars on the skin. Fire ant bites often cause allergic reactions, such as quincke's edema. To reduce the pain, you can lubricate the affected area with lemon juice. Another home remedy for the spread of infection is vinegar mixed with water. As for the swelling, it can be reduced by applying ice to the wound. Number 6. Are mosquito bites dangerous? Were you going to spend a warm evening with friends around the campfire? Then your plans are very popular with mosquitoes. Mosquito bites look like swollen red spots that are very itchy. Biting mosquitoes inject saliva into the wound, which contains anticoagulants that thin the blood and cause redness, itching and swelling of the skin. Only females bite because they need the protein in our blood to lay eggs. In southern countries, mosquitoes carry diseases such as the Zika virus and dengue fever. Number 5. How do I know if you have lice? If you often scratch your head, and there are red spots on your neck and behind your ears, then you may have contracted pediculosis. Lice lay their larvae near the roots of the hair, where you can find them on inspection. Also carefully comb your hair over a white cloth. If you have combed out at least one insect, do not panic. With our advice, one day, you will forget about this terrible trouble. Lice are transmitted from person to person through direct contact. If you think that only people who don't wash their hair have lice, you are mistaken. Hygiene does not matter, lice equally prefer both clean and dirty hair. Lice can jump high and fast, so it is very common for all children in the same group or family members to become infected. It is important to carry out preventive treatment for all those with whom there was close contact. Today, pharmacies sell many effective remedies for the treatment of pediculosis. It is important to follow the instructions. If you need to carry out treatment in 2 stages, then perform them. Even if one larva remains, it will soon start reproducing again. Lice are carriers of dangerous diseases, such as typhoid fever. Number 4. Caution. Tick bite. In spring and summer, be careful when walking in the woods or in the park. During this period, ticks are especially active. Ticks can easily move between pets and people. When biting, the tick stings into the human body, followed by the sting. The tick's head also goes under the skin. The tick sucks blood and increases in size. When a tick bites, blood rushes to the upper layers of the skin, making the area around the wound reddish. The tick is a carrier of a very common and deadly infection, tick-borne encephalitis. Tick-borne encephalitis is easily confused with the flu. The symptoms are very similar. The person himself may not correctly diagnose the disease and do not consult a doctor in time. It is necessary to correctly remove the entire tick and keep it alive to show it to a specialist. The laboratory will be able to determine whether the tick was a vector of the disease and provide you with the necessary assistance. It is important to understand that after a bite, you can get sick only if the tick itself was infected. Most often, bites are safe, but caution and prevention will not be superfluous. If there is the slightest suspicion or coincidence of signs of a bite, you should immediately contact a medical institution. Only a comprehensive implementation of all requirements and safety measures will help to avoid the negative consequences of tick bites, including very serious ones. Number 3. The bite of a horsefly. Horseflies look like large house fleas. They usually attack livestock, but can also attack humans, especially when swimming in reservoirs or while working in nature. Horseflies like their bodies wet with water or sweat. Horsefly bites are very painful. In a short time, edema appears in the form of a nodule, which gradually spreads to the surrounding tissues. At the site of the bite, there is redness of the skin, burning, severe itching and swelling. Usually horsefly bites go away without a trace in a few days. The only discomfort is the constant itching of the bitten area. But sometimes there is an allergy or an infection can get into the wound when combing. Horseflies rarely bite a person, but if they do, you can ease the pain. Press the bitten area with a cold compress. Wash the wound with soap and water. You can make a compress. Rub the bite area with soap and apply a wet cloth on top. You can use any antiseptic to disinfect the wound. Horseflies are carriers of dangerous diseases such as anthrax and tick-borne encephalitis. An allergic reaction in response to a horsefly bite can be quite strong, up to the development of anaphylactic shock. Number 2. Have you been bitten by fleas? Flea bites are very painful, and the subsequent itching is even worse. Most often, these insects attack the legs and attack sleeping people. A single flea can bite several times, so red spots from bites are usually located at a distance of 1 to 2 centimeters from each other. Fleas are carriers of many dangerous infections. According to the Center for Legal Animal Protection, the most effective way to control fleas in a room is the constant presence in this room of an animal, for example, a cat, treated with a long-acting insecticide. On such an animal, all fleas move very quickly and die. The advantage of this method over others is that when processing by spraying surfaces, pupae always remain in the room, from which fleas hatch again, which, after biting a person or animal once, multiply again. In the presence of a cat treated with an insecticide, these newborn fleas will no longer reproduce, but will die on the cat's body. Don't forget to like us, and we'll move on to the winner of our rating. Number 1. Bedbugs. I personally was bitten twice by these monsters. It was very difficult to get rid of them. If in the morning you found strange bites on your body, which are arranged in groups, like small paths, then these are bedbug bites. Not all people are sensitive to bedbug bites. But many people notice them and can't get a good night's sleep. To date, numerous studies have found that bedbugs do not pose an epidemiological threat. That is, there have not been any cases where a bedbug has infected a person with a bacterial or viral infection with its bite. But it is very difficult to get bedbugs out of the apartment. You will need to treat the entire dwelling, including personal items, with chemicals and hot steam. To disinfect the room from bedbugs, it is better to contact specialists. They know where bedbugs usually hide and will help you get rid of this problem forever. Bedbugs die from temperatures over 60 degrees, but can survive behind a baseboard for several months without access to blood. That's all for today. Be healthy and don't let insects ruin your life.